Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everyone tuning into another episode of For the Fan, episode number 163. As always, I am Will, and we got Dom and we got Jake here. Gentlemen, hello.
So,
The buck stops here. Well, almost. We have to suffer through a painful NFC South, and then we can actually go to an entertaining NFC West and end their tour. You guys excited? You guys thrilled about it?
nope.
Me neither.
Tune-up game.
Yeah.
Preseason.
Just got to get through it. That's all we got to do. But let's shout out the other show that Dom and I were on Monday night. We Hate Sports. By the name of it, they actually do love sports because we did talk a lot about sports. So it was pretty interesting. We did our top 5 AFC quarterbacks. I wrote them down right here, all on this piece of paper, rattling them off. Honorable mentions: Aaron Rodgers and Bo Nix. And then 5 was Herbie Fully Loaded. Number 4 was Mahomes. 3, Josh Allen. 2, Joe Burrow. And 1, Lamar Jackson.
That was
That was
your
mine. That was mine. Yeah.
My list was different, and then I went first out of the 6 of the people on the show that went. Right? 6? Was it 6?
It was 5 at the time.
5 at the time. And I realized after I did my list that I really wish I didn't go first.
I was really hoping they would let me go first. I had it all ready. I'm like, oh man, I just want to put the bombshell right on it.
I was really relying on not going first, and I wrote names on a paper down, like probably 8 to 10 names on the paper, and I was like, all right, when it comes to my turn, or like while people are talking, I'll put these in order. And then I was put on the spot first to go, and I was like, oh, well, here's my unapologetically raw list. And I wasn't, it was
So what was it?
my list.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
All right, let's see. I think this is how my list is. I wrote down the numbers after the fact, trying to think about my list and how much I kind of didn't like my list. And I also didn't know if I should just go actively or career or what. Like, I didn't know exactly where to start. So it is what it is. I put Stroud at 5, which was kind of nuts to me now, looking back, because Herbert exists. And I don't know. Then I put Burrow at 4, which I didn't know. I was doing career stuff. I was like, do I care about accomplishments? Do I not care about accomplishments? I don't know what to do. And then I put Lamar 3, which I actually wish I didn't as well. I actually don't like any of my list. And then I put Mahomes 2, purely based off of accomplishments. And then Josh Allen 1. I don't know. I was like, they went, and I was like, man. So I just like wish I did my list after the fact. I would not have had Mahomes 2. I would have probably had him 4. I would have had Burrow higher for sure. Probably 2, maybe. I might have kept Lamar 3. Or I would have put him 2. I don't know. I was okay with Josh Allen being first at this very moment after last season, I guess.
See, I would go Burrow 1, Allen 2, Mahomes 3, Lamar
4.
4.
Who'd you put 5? Stroud or Herbert?
I would put Herbert for now.
Yeah, see, I kind of...
Herbert had a bounce back year last year.
Herbert had a great season last season. And then I was just like, well, if I had to pick one...
I would probably honestly go Tua and then Stroud. Healthy Tua and then Stroud.
Yeah, I started talking about... I said Stroud, said him 5th, then backed it up. And as I was backing up, I was like, damn, I don't like specific... What I'm saying isn't really matching top 5. And I was like, well... I'm committed. So it is what it was. It was fun. We had a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. But let's talk about a top 5 team that's going to be in the NFL as in draft picks entering 2026, starting with the first team. But before that, we have to cue the intro. And ladies and gentlemen, you're watching For the Fan.
You are listening to For the Fan.
You can follow their show. We Hate Sports. They're everywhere. They are absolutely everywhere. But we love sports, and we're going to be talking about our favorite division in the entire world here. Here we go. So a year ago, the New Orleans Saints, Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, and those first 2 weeks, man, the most electric weeks in football history. They will go down as one of the most memorable moments in all of sports. The 30 for 30 is going to be wild. And after those first 2 weeks, well, the cliff, that was a very steep cliff they fell off of. Really, time after time, boneheaded decisions. It really wasn't working out for the Saints. They end up firing Dennis Allen right before the season ended. Derek Carr retires in the middle of the offseason. And yeah, everything went wrong. The Eagles won the Super Bowl and they're building, and just like how the Cardinals did a couple years ago, they trapped one of their coordinators in what do I assume is a small closet. They got Kellen Moore to sign with them, be the next head coach of the New Orleans Saints, who is going to try curating and fixing this thing called a quarterback room. And let's shimmy right into this one here. I don't know where to start. All right, quarterback room, Tyler Show. He's been all over the place in the college football world. Oregon, Texas A&M, Louisville. Now he's a second-round pick in this past year's draft, competing with Spencer Rattler for the QB1 job. They do bring back Brandon Cooks, who's been all around the league, everywhere. The Patriots, Rams, Texans, Cowboys. He finds his way back with the Saints, the team that drafted him in the first round, all the way back in 2014. They do draft Kelvin Banks, who's trying to help an offensive line that has been struggling in recent years. They end up trading for Luke Fortner after the preseason Week 2 game against the Jacksonville Jaguars for the defensive tackle Sanders. So key pieces there. Yeah, gentlemen, I don't have much else to say. I don't know what to look at. I don't know the positives, the negatives. But Taysom Hill's still on the team, so that's a positive. But obviously, coming off of a catastrophic knee injury nearing the end of the season is a little ways to work back for the 35-year-old.
All I gotta say before we start is, Kellen Moore, you are the biggest idiot in the NFL. That is all.
Why is that?
You leave. Okay, it's one thing to the Cardinals were kind of made sense when the poaching corners, and same with the Colts. There's no offense on this team.
Yeah.
What are you doing, offensive guru, to leave a team that just won the Super Bowl and broke the 2,000-yard rushing mark for the first time in how many years, to go down to New Orleans, where you maybe have a quarterback? And
I think maybe is a very inappropriate word here. I don't really think there is a quarterback. Maybe is a very strong word, I think, to use here for this quarterback room.
Oh, it's all guys that were kind of fun-ish in college. Ainer, Chuck, Rattler. Those are all, they had fun moments in college.
That's what Will reminded me just now when he was talking that he became their new head coach. And it's just all I thought was damn.
What a downgrade.
Well, not even that. It's just for what? I felt like it's been 10 seasons of everyone being oh man, he'd be a good head coach. Will he go here as a head coach? Will he become Dallas's next head coach? Blah, blah, blah. And then this is the job he finally gets as a head coach. He
asked for it though. He really asked for it. There wasn't much else to do there.
Nonetheless,
he wanted to be a head coach so bad.
Yeah, this was not the move.
That you choose a team that you might not get another head coaching opportunity for another 6 years.
It's just we've been waiting and waiting for him to be a head coach, and then what a dud. Maybe not. Maybe he's amazing and just gonna be. But I would say, and knowing what division this is, I would say that none of us are truly very hopeful, unfortunately.
I like the receiving core. I really do. Olave is good when he's healthy. Shaheed was a great piece that discovered at the end of 2023 up until he hurt himself this past season. Brandon Cooks, if he's healthy, he's really good. I mean, Juwan Johnson's really good as well. Alvin Kamara, what you could get in Kamara. But it's the quarterback room is just the piece where it's I can't find myself excited for this team. Obviously, I want to be proven wrong, but I just can't. I don't know who's starting week 1. That's the issue.
That's what I'm saying. And it's just and then 8 tight ends on this because 2 of them, I guess, are hurt. And just, I don't. whatever. I'm not.
Oh, they got Devin Neal out of Kansas.
This is the NFC South in a nutshell.
I want to jump to defense. I have nothing else for this offense. I really can't. But on the defensive side of the football here, yes, they did lose one of their cornerbacks. He ended up going to the Giants. The Honey Badger retires after a long NFL career of 12 years, spanning from the Chiefs and the Cardinals. And then he finishes down in the Saints, where he did go to college down the street at LSU. Go Tigers. But they do end up rebuilding a little piece of that secondary there. Isaac Yiadom from the 49ers. They bring in Justin Reed, who's a two-time Super Bowl champion from the Kansas City Chiefs. And then Julian Blackman, they sign after Matthew retires. But Devon Gashaw from the Saints, the Patriots comes in. They really added a lot on this defense, so it doesn't seem all that bad. Kool-Aid McKinstry, he's going to get another year of experience. Alontae Taylor, what he's going to do in a contract year. All right. Jonas Sanker, he made some plays in preseason. Can that become stuff in the regular season? Quincy Riley's another one. Danny Stutzman. You have a lot of pieces here, along with where's his name? I'm drawing a blank. There it is. Cameron Jordan, who's not getting any younger. This man has been dedicated to this team since he's been drafted to them. And also Chase Young, who they re-signed to another contract extension this past offseason. With also Demario Davis, who has been there for Lord knows how long, 2017, I want to say, 2018. It's been a very long time coming.
So you started listing off names. I'm like, oh, they're good, like young pieces, and then I went and looked at who the coordinator was. I had totally forgotten.
Who's the coordinator?
Our good friend, Brandon Staley.
Oh, good God.
Did somebody say boom?
That needed to be played. It just could not be played.
Oh,
Dude, come on. Because I was so prepared to be like, you know what? This
knew
will
somebody was.
This will be the usual defense that we see from the Saints that's pretty solid and gonna hold up. And God, dude, who knows at this point?
You're telling me the guy from the Bounty Gate isn't available right now? Like, I'm pretty sure he will come back to coach the Saints, but obviously I don't think he could go back to the Saints solely because of what happened, but
whatever. I don't even. Now I really don't have anything. I got nothing because I don't know. Whatever.
What
dude.
did they add on the offense here? I have to go back here. I don't know. They added a lot more on the defensive side of the ball, which I didn't think they need to, but obviously they were poached a lot. So,
a couple tight ends. Johnson, Jack Stoll, and then Cooks. Really, Cam Akers. That was the whole offensive adding.
It's just an old team. Like, this team's old. Like, Demario Davis isn't getting younger, but he's still a great linebacker for what he brings to the table. Cam Jordan, he's not getting any younger. Justin Reed's, I don't think he's getting up there in age. I think he's definitely like 29, 30 years old. But like Julian Blackman's 26, so you're not really getting younger on this team. And obviously that was the issue with like the money getting pushed back, and it's just like you're really not getting younger and you're not getting any relief in the cap space part of it.
Yeah, they're like the sixth oldest team in the league.
Who's number one? The Steelers?
The
They might be
oldest?
two. Yeah.
The Commanders by like
A
a
day.
whole average year
Over the Steelers.
over the Steelers. There you go.
I don't. I want to say it's good things for this defense. Obviously, like Kellen Moore, he wants to prove himself wrong. Obviously, he should have been a head coach a little bit ago, especially after the times with Dallas. He really made that offense electric. And then obviously what he did with the Eagles last year.
Why did he sign, or why did he select? He selected Brandon Staley to be the defensive.
There was no one left. I mean, he got hired at like the middle of February. Really, all those guys, like all the guys.
Anyone in the world is left is better.
Aaron Glenn was like every head coaching opening was done before him by at least like 3 weeks.
Because he didn't get hired until after the Super Bowl. So
he had to wait till like the Friday, like the day that Valentine's Day when the Eagles had their parade. It was when he agreed to terms on that contract.
And instead of waiting another year with a good situation, you're just like, oh, grenade it
man.
all.
Could have done Jim Schwartz, Mike Zimmer.
I mean,
Oh,
Mike
but-
Zimmer hasn't really done anything since
Zimmer
he
got-
left the Vikings.
He
That's
came back.
true.
He was at the Cowboys last season. It was awful.
Gerard Johnson, he's meh. Steve Spagnuolo. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. I don't know.
Let's go to the schedule here. I've kind of had enough of this thing here, but hey, week 1, big week. You play the Cardinals. Okay, you play a former Eagles coordinator, and you want to obviously prove them all wrong. And then week 2 is the 49ers, which Saints and Niners have clashes, so I expect a really good game out of that. But then where the schedule gets funky, then you got to go up to Seattle, and then you got to go to Buffalo. At least it's not cold Buffalo. It's the end of September, so it's still going to be warm up there. Then you got the Giants and the Patriots, Bears. I don't know. I think anything higher than 5 might be ludicrous. I'm having a difficult time getting above 5, but
3 or 4.
Genuinely, this is like maybe the easiest schedule we've seen in
And there's still a good possibility
entire
they go 0
time.
and 16,
17.
17.
I
This
really,
is- I do think this is the easiest schedule we've seen. This might be, you know what?
if they win, I think it could be the Giants, and then they could win in Nashville. I don't see them winning any of these other games.
There's a lot of easy
Yeah, I
wins
had-
on here.
I had the Giants, the Jets, and then Titans.
If Miami's incredibly hurt, who knows? Like, because that's later in the season. You have the Panthers twice just because you're in their division, but you lose one of them.
You
Really?
can't make the Panthers a pushover, man. They ended the season on such a great note that, if they can resume that stuff, then it's going to be tough for the Saints. But I don't know. This is difficult.
Funniest thing in the world. Giants having the hardest strength of schedule in the league is just
And they got to play the Saints, so it's like it's even funnier.
so. The Saints have the second easiest strength of schedule in the league. So yeah, I mean that makes sense. That makes sense. We get to talk about a lot of easy schedules today. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Whatever. I don't know. If the coach hiring's great and the team's good, you could touch 500, but that's a pretty
The
unrealistic.
quarterback is the reason why you can get to 500. If there's no quarterback and the defense is out there, again, like we talked about the Giants, we talk about a lot of these teams. If the defense is out there for 40 minutes, it ain't stopping a nosebleed anymore.
And they are in the sports books world. They're not even at 5.5 wins. So, I mean, that's pretty on par with what we're saying. Here we are. Again, this is an easy schedule. So if somehow Kellen Moore had it figured out, man, and was the genius and like had it done, all right, like again, maybe you could get a 500 out of this easy schedule,
If this
but
team goes 500 or better, Kellen Moore Coach of the Year, Alvin Kamara probably MVP.
yeah, literally, dude. Yeah, Alvin Kamara would have to be the biggest factor of going.
And like he ended the year hurt. Like he was on a really good year. He was just about to get his first 1,000-yard rushing season, and then he gets hurt.
Crazy thing to think about, but not he has reception. Whatever, dude. I don't know.
Let's get this team out of the way here. What's
Hey.
going to make this season successful for the Saints?
Number 1 pick.
Welcome back, 2023 Arizona Cardinals.
I don't know. Really, realistically, what would make this a successful season for the Saints is like
You need a real
compete-
quarterback.
Well, yeah, but like maybe you compete for the division because it's an easy freaking division. Maybe like this is a real hopeful hope. I'm saying, because I don't know. This is such an odd situation because you have some bones of the Saints team that was like way better than this. So like it's not like I could just say, "Oh, hey, this is a brand new team. It's okay if they have a really bad season." I don't know. I'm over it.
I'm over it too.
Get the number 1 pick and draft the hometown kid.
There you go. With that, yeah. You think that'd make him much better next year or no?
No.
All right, let's move on.
All right, here we go. We're going to go to the Carolinas. Where do they play, North or South Carolina? I'm going to figure that out right now. So
Charlotte.
last season, okay, you're talking over my read here, okay? I'm going to keep that, though, when I post it on YouTube.
Thanks.
So a year ago, the Panthers, they decided to bench Bryce Young, and we exploded. The world exploded. They thought, okay, well, it's the end of a number 1 overall pick where they traded a haul of people, and, well, didn't really turn out very well. The Red Rifle comes in, wins him a couple games, and he gets hurt and all that stuff. Yeah. Panthers decided to start Bryce Young again, and he showed off. He was really good, although the stats don't really back it up. For what we saw from him at the end of 2024, it was really good. He ended up winning their final game, I believe, inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. So good for them to win the last game. Bryce Young did show up, and he did show out. So obviously 2025 is going to be a much better season, hopefully, for your Panthers. As we head to the offense, bam, here we go. So, yes, Bryce Young is still there. Andy Dalton is still there. Jack Plummer, obviously Jake Plummer's son. He's QB3 there for the Carolina Panthers. They get Rico Dowdle in from the Dallas Cowboys. Miles Sanders goes off, and he basically in exchange without the trade. Trevor Etienne out of Georgia, the 4th-round pick comes in. Obviously, they took the kid from Texas. He's not going to be playing at all this year, so obviously trying to find that consistency at running back behind Chuba Hubbard or even to fill in for certain positions. Jimmy Horn, the son of the former NFL wide receiver. And then Ted McMillan out of Arizona, the Wildcats, number 1 pick for the Carolina Panthers with the number 8 overall selection. Yeah, here we are. Not a whole lot of change here, but they did add they added some crucial pieces, especially in the receiving core.
I actually like the receiving core.
Yeah, a little Hunter Renfrow action deep in there too. Look at that. All gadget happen stuff.
I want him to make the team. Okay, Josh McDaniels ruined a great receiver.
David Moore, not the worst depth receiver ever.
I need Jalen Coker to get like higher up on this depth chart.
It's really not like. As you were reading this, as I was looking at this, I thought to myself, I don't really know if there's anything that jumps out to me that says, wow, this team's like much better. But it is just another year under Bryce's belt, another year under a majority of this offense's belt together. So, like, realistically, you just got to hope that they continue to work it out and improve now. And figure it out. So, like, that's kind of just it. Like, you hope where they left off on the little bit of a stronger side last season is where now they continue. But yeah, none of it, Adam Thielen, who's old, is now older.
You know what? Does this team have money?
It definitely has money.
Yeah, they have to.
Because
Amari Cooper's out there.
They're in the solid set where they're like quarterback. He showed at least has it last season. And he's on a rookie deal. Most of the good teams, when they take that step, they go get a serious weapon. Now, they drafted McMillan, but there's one Terry McLaurin out there.
I feel like it's too much draft capital for them to acquire him.
There's a couple pass rushers out there.
Yeah. I mean, even the simple Amari Cooper wouldn't be the worst thing. Maybe.
I like the receiving core. Like, Coker was really good last year. He really showed up. Xavier Legette, what are you going to get from him? Obviously, they traded back into the first round to get him last season. But, like, Adam Thielen's, like, the man of the room. They're the veteran guy because these are super young guys all over. And then you have Hunter Renfrow, who's trying to make a comeback in football after being out due to illness the last couple of years. The offensive line isn't that bad. Like, Robert Hunt obviously could play a little bit better. Ekwonu, they're finally figuring him out. Taylor Moton, who's been around since the Cam Newton eras, Riverboat Ron days. And I still like the Jatavian Sanders move. Tommy Trimble, he's going to eventually get off the PUP list. Mitchell Evans, they did bring in the 5th round.
I mean, you really have nothing to lose.
This could be a dark horse team though in the South. This could definitely be your dark horse team.
Every team in the South.
They're all dark horse teams. You win 7 games, you're in the playoffs.
I shouldn't say dark horse. They're all horse. They're all horses.
It's a race to like mid.
Again, I think this is nothing stands out for me to say this is like an incredible improved team from what we've seen. But again, it's just like another offseason, another camp, another full season under their belt. Like, you just got to hope they carry over what they left off at last season. And if they do, I mean, they really could compete for this division, which is a crazy thing to say, but they really could. They could compete. 7 wins is not like unrealistic. So I don't mind this. It's a nice looking offense. And for a team, especially in this division, and a team that didn't have that many wins, this is not stale. I do not look at this offense and think, damn, I'm over this. This is stale. Like, how many? I'm kind of excited about the players on this. And it sounds like you guys are too. Like, I think this is fine. I think this is a perfectly fine offense.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got money. You have a foundation.
Yeah.
Spend the money. Make the big jump. Be undeniable.
It would be cool. It would actually be pretty sick. I do miss the Panthers being a thing, because otherwise,
let's see. The Panthers' total cap space is only $19 million, and it goes down next year to $17 million.
That's still not bad.
Let's head to the defense here.
Yeah.
The defensive side of the football, they add a lot of pieces. They're trying to build something here for the Carolina Panthers. Okay, Christian Roseboom comes in from the Rams. Bobby Brown from the Rams as well. Tershawn Wharton, Patrick Jones, Trayvon Moehrig. They got a lot of new pieces here. Lathan Ransom, Princely, not even going to pronounce that, but you do have the pieces here of J.C. Horn that you paid in the offseason. You bring in DJ Wanham last season. Derek Brown, he's coming off of a pretty significant meniscus injury, but he's wanting to get a lot of revenge going on here for his little revenge tour coming off an injury. But yeah, this isn't a horrible defense either. And they also get Nick Skirton in round number 2. So yeah, this is obviously it's a work in progress, but it's not the worst that we've seen from the Panthers in recent years.
I mean,
It's workable.
I like this.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, Princely's a dog. I know Scorton got hurt, so I don't know even when he's coming back.
Derek Brown
like-
was actually pretty awesome too. I really liked Derek Brown. And J.C. Horn deserved to get paid. He was a legitimate corner in this league. I mean, like, this is workable. My only issue is, like, you had Brian Burns. We saw that. Nothing has gotten you back to having someone or that explosiveness on the defense. So I'd love to see someone step up and be explosive like that. But I mean, it's not like they need, it's not like they need to now replace someone and that role and all that stuff. Like, it is a work in progress, but this is very workable. I don't know who their coordinators even are anymore.
See, now
I couldn't even tell you.
I had it up. So OC is
Aguero, Avero.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the former Broncos guy.
Yeah, sure. And then OC's, Brad
It's
Idzik. I don't know who that is either.
they have they do have 2 guys though. Those 2 rookies, like, those are very much guys that could be that impact Brian Burns that you were talking about.
I mean,
So now
hey man, if someone stepped up into that, that'd be epic
now
for
I
them.
know- now I need to know how hurt, because I know he got hurt recently. How Nick Scorton is. It's like, and like, serious.
But like, this is again, I'm not looking at this and I'm not thinking I'm over this. It's not stale. Like, I'm kind of excited about some of these guys. This has to be on the younger side. No, this has to be one of the youngest teams in the league.
Yeah.
Well, apparently not. Apparently not. They're like straight up 16th. So, all right, maybe not. I don't know how they're not.
You
but
got a mix of people.
I get Adam Thielen's really bringing them down.
Bringing them up, actually.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's fair. But I like them. I like this team. This is, I think, in a pretty good place on both sides of the ball. It's workable, man.
Let's click over to the schedule.
Yeah, let's see this.
Coast to coast to open the season. So first Jacksonville, and then you go to the Cardinals. Then you're at your home opener for the Falcons, and then you go back to New England, and then you get a couple home games. You're bouncing all around. There's not a whole lot of consistency, a whole lot of groove you can work on here. But they do get a primetime game against the 49ers, week number 12. So that's obviously a good sign. But late by week 14 could be brutal if this team could be competing for, a division title, maybe a playoff berth. You're all over the place here. This is just brutal.
We're gonna learn a lot that week 2 game. How they look versus the Cardinals.
1,000,000,000%. I was just thinking that. I'd love to see them start off really well against Jacksonville.
Like if they go 2-0, we got a real team.
I think so.
And
they could easily go 3-1 from there. Easily 3-1. I think they win one of those 2 games, week 3 and 4, whichever one. I'm interchangeable on which one they could win. I genuinely see this as a 6-win team. Like that's, I can put 6 wins on the schedule. So that means anything from there, winning like against the Niners or winning against, if they win one of those Tampa Bay games, like they could steal a win and then be 7 wins, and here you are winning the division. But I mean, they're solid. I think this, if I could put 6 wins on this schedule, that's more than we've said for the last few years. So
I really think 7's doable, but I think this could be the team that could probably upset the Bucks and end their 4-year reign as NFC South champions. I think they could do that, but obviously I need to see more.
It'd be fantastic. It'd be pretty sick to see if they forced the Bucks to play week 18. Like genuinely just forced the Bucks to care about that game. That would be pretty impressive.
Well, I mean, you have a chance to play the Bucks too in week 16. It depends how that thing goes, and whatever you make of the Seahawks with now Darnold at the helm instead of Geno Smith and DK Metcalf there, you have Cooper Kupp and Darnold. I don't know.
Plus, I would be impressed if they made the Bucks care about week 18.
I think it would be impressive if they make the Bucks care about week 16.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair, but
that late bye could either help them or really hurt them. That too. So it's like.
And if they won against the Saints, that's division off that bye. That'd be pretty epic. This is like the 4th easiest schedule in the league, or something like that. Let me look. The 5th easiest schedule in the league. So like, there's so much doableness in this. Your tough games are mixed in to a little bit of easier games. There's not like a heavy stretch. That middle stretch is a little rough, but like only because you have divisional rivals in the middle. Otherwise, if you can run over them, it's sick. That's not even a tough stretch. It's cool. Again, if we're agreeing on 6 or 7 wins as like a floor, that's awesome. That's incredible for them. So,
and what makes the season successful for the Panthers?
Playoff contention.
Yeah, I mean, if you throw up 7 wins and you're competing for playoffs, that 7th spot in the NFC, that'd be pretty great for them, man.
Or the 4th spot.
Oh, fair. That'd be pretty.
So I highly doubt.
Fantastic.
I highly expect that the
2 teams from this
the
division.
pattern continues where it's the South gets the 4, and then
the
other team is not even in the picture.
Yeah, that's it is tough to say that Tampa Bay just won't. So, but hey, man, that'd be fantastic if they truly compete with Tampa Bay for this division. That's huge. And if they have to make Tampa Bay care about December a lot, well, I guess on January, that'd be gigantic. So I think that's what makes this team successful. Let's come off of the last season into this season well, just like we were playing at the end of last season. Hit the ground running with a nice beginning of your schedule here. The sky's the limit, kind of. The sky is 7 wins.
Or as what Michael Jordan said at the UNC game, the ceiling is the roof.
There you go. I like that.
Wait a second. There's no dome on the stadium. That doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we move on?
Let's do it.
Here we go. So the Falcons a year ago, they go out and they get themselves a big ticket quarterback in Kirk Cousins, who's going to try to get them over the hump. They add a lot of these pieces. Then they draft the successor for Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. Kirk Cousins was balling out early on in the season, ended up starting, I think, like 6-4, 6-3, looking really good. And then the season just kind of collapses. They bench Cousins. They start Penix with a chance to winning the NFC South title, ends up not really doing well. He did do well, but the Falcons ended up losing the last 2 games of the season. Buccaneers take over as the NFC South champions for yet again another season. But this man pictured right here, Michael Penix Jr. is the quarterback of the future and their week 1 starter for the Atlanta Falcons. Heading into the offense here, there's not really a whole lot that's notable here. If you want to like zoom out and I can kind of like wrap this up as best as I can. They lose their center. He ends up going to the Chicago Bears. Your quarterback room is very expensive with a top 10 pick plus Kirk Cousins making $40 million while on the bench. They do add Jamal Agnew, which could be a pretty good like explosive piece, but he's going to be like your special team guy. But I don't have much else to say of this team besides their preseason finale. Penix ain't playing, Cousins ain't playing. Easton Stick, I think, is healthy. Emory Jones is hurt, something like that. They got to sign other people, so I don't really got a whole lot to say here. This is kind of like a not exciting offseason there for at least the offensive side of the football for the Falcons.
Which is exactly what we were hoping for.
Are we going to spend 30 minutes talking about them?
I will do it just out of spite.
Wow, we're just going to go into the defense here. Okay. I mean, hell, all right. Let's get ready here.
Do we want? All right, look.
Here,
Kyle Pitts is getting receptions this season, they say.
No. Michael Penix needs something to do, okay? Everyone's like fantasy, I don't know, Ouija board, like, oh, is Michael Penix going to do great this season? And the ghosts are telling everyone yes, but it's never true.
I just love that out of all the teams we've covered, this happens to be the team with not a single change in that starting, like not a single change on that.
Ryan Newsill, if I could say his name, now the center.
I mean, really though, okay.
We're talking about Jamal Agnew, man. Look at that right there.
I don't know. I think the offensive line could hold up, but it's like, okay, what can Penix do? I mean, he finished off this last season with like 200 plus passing yards in his last 3 games, which, okay, like any quarterback can really do that in the league if you can know how to do the forward pass. But I don't know. Like, I think they did score a lot of yards. I think they got a lot of yards, not score, but like they did get a lot of yards those last 3 games, and they were competitive in those final 3 games with him as the starter. Commanders went to overtime. Panthers went to overtime.
I'm not a Penix guy. Even with Kirk, they were like average.
It was exciting with Kirk.
And then he had that whatever the injury was in the quarterback series, and they just fell off.
Jamal Agnew is just a glorified worse Cordero Patterson.
I mean, he's been through those terrible Jaguars teams. I'm surprised they let him go. He's been there for like 10 years.
I know, returning kicks. scoring some of their only highlights the whole season.
Yeah, 109 kickoff, 109-yard return, I believe, back in 2021.
Elite. Again, just a glorified Cordero Patterson.
That's Scordero, okay. He won the angry run the 1 week. He killed the guy. Well, straight up kill the guy. All right, let's go to the defense here. Defense, there's a lot more exciting pieces here. Okay. I'm not exciting. Why did you do that, Dom?
Because we're all excited. It's NFC South.
To be honest, I don't think I meant to do that. That was odd.
Oh,
Jeez
just five.
Louise.
Oh my God!
Just
He
in
knew.
time.
He knew. He absolutely knew where we were.
Uh-oh.
He knew.
You knew. You had to have known.
I see now, so I'm gonna act like I wasn't here, and you guys can let me back in when we're done here.
All right, we're stretching it out. 30 minutes.
Wait. Oh, he needs to get back ready. This is what we need right here. This right here. Wait, no. Where is it? How do I do this? Nope. Okay. I thought I could do this. Maybe I can't. Damn. I thought I could only have him side by side with the Falcon stuff, but it's not working. That's fine.
Let's get to the defense here. I'm not talking about this offense for any other minutes, but they add a lot of exciting pieces. They add James Pierce. They add Jalen Walker through the draft. They end up giving a future first-round pick to the Rams in order to get back into the first this past draft. So what could that be for the Rams? We may see. But they do add Leonard Floyd, who I believe was released from the 49ers. They add a very underrated linebacker in Devine Diablo from the Las Vegas Raiders. They really built up this team. Billy Bowman out of the Oklahoma Sooners. There's a lot of decent pieces here. Obviously, Justin Simmons isn't there anymore, but Jesse Bates is still there. So trying to find some rhythm in the secondary. They also have Lamar Jackson. I mean, hey, they got a 2-time MVP in the backfield there. Pretty exciting stuff. But yeah, I got nothing else to say here for these Atlanta Falcons. So yeah.
I really just want to stretch this out just to spite goal.
That's quite rude, might I add.
Well, I want you to know we did the offense, and I just skipped right to the defense because nothing changed in the offense, and we really had nothing to say. We were like, yeah, Michael Penix, like, cool. Whatever, dude.
Yeah,
know, it's
again, like I said,
exciting
it's gonna be interesting to see what Michael Penix looks like, or Michael Penix Jr. as whoever broadcasted that. Gosh, that one doesn't slip by. I hate to break it to you. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they look like this year. And again, I could care a whole lot less about this division and the Falcons in general. I wish you would think the way I talk about the Falcons that they would react like the Packers fans react. But instead, it's not. The Packers fans react the way they do, and the Falcons fans will sit here and take it on the chin, and
Yeah.
that's that, man.
I don't know if we get Falcons fans' reactions. I don't know if they really care or.
When we posted the draft reaction of Penix, yeah, they were like, I'm in my living room, like, what the hell are we doing?
Maybe they just agree. I don't know.
Oh no, we suck again.
Yeah, it's just like
Bijan
they
Robinson.
win the division.
It's the best way to describe this franchise. It's just, you spend all the money on Kirk Cousins. Like, I mean, I guess it looks smart now drafting Michael Penix because Kirk Cousins looks terrible. But, like, holy cow. You spend all that money on a backup quarterback now. I hope you realize that. Like, it just makes no sense. Atlanta just doesn't make a lot of sense. And that's why we're skipping on over Atlanta. If you want to give me the schedule, you can give me the schedule because I've already had enough. I've only been here 5 minutes. I've had enough of this freaking franchise already.
I'm convinced that the Falcons are just there as a money laundering scheme.
They're like a mattress store. But yes, week 1, the Buccaneers returned to town after that exciting Thursday night game that they had earlier in the season in 2024. But then you really go on the road. Then you go to the Vikings week 2. What are you going to have against JJ McCarthy? And then you go against the Panthers, who, if you won the game and the Buccaneers lost, you could have been in the playoffs at that rate. So return to the scene of the crime there for the Panthers. And then you got an early bye, Commanders. I don't know. This is not a easy schedule. A lot of 2s and then 1s and then 2s and 1s. 2 games on the road, 1 at home, 2 on the road, 1 at home. This is not a good schedule in their favor.
I have like 6 or 7. I think though I have 6 or 7 with giving them only 1 going into the bye week. So I really don't know. I could see them easily going into the bye week 1 and 3. They could make the Vikings and the Panthers. Like the Vikings could come in and have like a nice game against them and beat them and be like the Vikings put themselves in a good spot starting in the season. Then the Panthers could come off of 2 easier games before this and beat them and be 3-0 and be like, oh, sick, we're actually solid. So, I mean, low-key, I could see the Falcons kind of make some of these teams to start off early and them only win maybe one of these games going into the bye week. I don't know.
There's a good chance that they spend most of the year behind the Saints in the standings.
I think they spend the entire year behind the Panthers.
I think it's more.
I don't like that the Falcons did not decide to play Penix at all in this preseason. They just said, here's Easton Stick and Emory Jones. Like, here you go. Have fun. You got to play him in the preseason. How is he going to develop and learn? Like, what? You just see him in practice and you're like,
yeah, I don't like teams don't like playing their starters. It's just at this rate, you might as well go down to 2 preseason games and add an extra regular season game because, like, the first 2 weeks of the regular season are like preseason games. The way it's going to take for these teams to get going. So, I mean, this is the problem of what they're putting out product-wise, and you're doing all this to find out what like 6 stringers and what special teams guys are going to be on your roster. Like, seriously, that's what these preseason games are for at this rate, because teams are not playing their guys. And like, I get it. I mean, we've seen big injuries happen in preseason where it's not worth the risk, but I think it's going to end up to a point where you're going to add an extra regular season game at some point and then cut another preseason game. To be honest, I think that's where we're going. I think that's where the league wants it to go also. And the players are going to bitch and moan, but this is the problem because like you're paying all this money for weeks 1 and 2 for people to see these games live, and you're paying it for all these services with Amazon and Peacock and all these other Sunday Ticket, and people are spending all this money to watch preseason games week 1 and 2 because that's how terrible the football is. I just don't know what to tell folks. That's just kind of where we're going, and the NFL and the Player Association need to get to an agreement on it because that's where we're going with this because it's nonsense watching this.
I just noticed this. The Falcons have to go to Germany in week 10, and they elected to have an earlier bye week to play a home game against. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Good. That's
the boneheaded decision. Like, the teams have the opportunity to be like, okay, do you want to deflect your bye? So like this was a team decision to deflect their bye. That's a stupid decision.
Maybe it doesn't.
You can never get me to have an early bye ever if I was an NFL team. No way. I'd want it later in the season. There's no way. Jake, it seems like Jake would like an early bye.
After last season, yes.
It saved the season. Effectively won us the Super Bowl.
I will say the sports books and where they have them rated on wins for the Falcons and stuff is kind of insane. What some of the teams they have them above is kind of nuts. They have them at
because I just saw it and that's insane.
So they have the Falcons at 8.5, over 8.5 wins. Like all the sports books collectively together, which puts them over the Patriots, the Steelers, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, Dallas, Indianapolis, Miami. Wow, they have Miami low. That's crazy.
Yeah, Miami. They think Miami's going to suck this year.
They really do. Miami's a bottom.
I don't think Miami's going to be great. I don't think Miami's going to be a 7-win team, which people, for some odd reason, think they're going to be. I don't know why.
So, yeah, they have them rated kind of up there, which is kind of nuts.
I mean, you look at their schedule, it's possible. I mean, let's be real. They'll probably split with Tampa. You don't know what you're getting from McCarthy, especially is that another at Minnesota. So that's going to be a tough game, but you never know. McCarthy's still going to be early into his quarterback reign. Carolina, I don't know what you're getting. Bryce Young played well at the end of last season. Washington, you know what Jaden Daniels is, so we'll see. I mean, that 6 and 7 is kind of brutal there. Buffalo and the 49ers is kind of a kick in the nuts. They have some winnable games. It comes down to what does Michael Penix look like? There's a lot of questions with some of these year 2 quarterbacks with like J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix Jr., Drake May. Like, how do these guys look in their next year? So that's what's the coin flip with these teams. Like, I could see this team winning 9 games, possibly. I mean, look at their back end of their schedule. Like, who knows what the Rams are going to be that late in the season, what Stafford's health is going to be. The Saints are dumpster fire, so like they might not win a game this season, the Saints. I don't care division game at all. I don't know if the Saints win a game this season. Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson, week 10, like Drake May, what does he look like? Like, I could see this team winning like 9 games, but like I can also like that being the max. So that's kind of an odd over-under number to set them at because I don't see them going over 9. Like 9 is their highest I think they can reach.
I will say, after doing the Panthers and looking at the Panthers and feeling kind of optimistic about them and their schedule, and the Panthers have a very easy schedule as well, I really kind of think that I have a hard time saying that the Falcons will do better than the Panthers this season. As far as record goes,
Oh, I put my money on it. I put my money on that. The fact the Panthers finish ahead of the Falcons.
I have a hard time grinding out the wins that I gave the Panthers. And like you said, 9 could be like ceiling for this team. And I had the Panthers at like almost 7 as a floor. So it's like, yeah. And if the Panthers come out of last season as they did and go right into this season with another camp under their belt, stuff like that, and they come out and week 3 they play them, they win, like the Panthers could easily just after week 3 hold a better record the entire rest of the season and kind of fend them off. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Falcons. I don't even know what did they do last season? What was their record?
8 and 9.
Okay.
That's
I
a
don't know.
hot start too.
That's what they've been for the last 17 years. I don't even whatever. I
I'm
don't know.
over this team. I want to advance here. I am so over talking. I'm so over listening to this thing. I am like
You
Colton.
sound like me.
I'm,
I like it.
I'm Colton
That's what
Jr.
we-
Like I'm so
like
fed up with this team. Can we talk about another red team that's in the South, please? So here we go. A year ago, the Buccaneers to lose another coordinator. Canales goes to the Panthers. They have Liam Cohen come in as the offensive coordinator. He bounced around with the Rams and Kentucky and all that stuff.
Wait,
And he's
who?
gone Liam Cohen.
Duval.
That man was the offensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just last year. Buccaneers, they looked, good, and then injuries piled up. Mike Evans had the hamstring problem, and Chris Godwin had that horrific ankle injury very late, late into the game against the Ravens. Obviously, he's not going to be playing for the next couple weeks as they decide to draft a replacement. But here we go. A lot of new faces, new places. They won the South yet again. Early exit, though, to the Washington Commanders. But can the Buccaneers go 5 in a row there? 2 with Brady, and can they go 3 with Baker Mayfield as the quarterback 1 of Tampa Bay? As we go into the offense here, a lot of injuries have piled up. Werf's going to be out the first couple weeks. Godwin, they're not rushing back. That's why they took Emeka Egbuka from the Ohio State University. Jalen McMillan might not play this year. He suffered a quote, severe neck injury, so he's held out to at least the team's bye week. And week number 9 is precautionary. So Mike Evans is your healthy wide receiver 1. And then you got a couple of young guys there, Trey Palmer, Tez Johnson, Raheem Jarrett. Bucky Irving, who exploded onto the scene last year, took RB1 duties from Rashad White. He fills in. He's expected to have another big year. But, yeah, there's I don't know. This is a very big question mark here for the wide receiving room for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as we enter the season.
I didn't know they had Tez Johnson too. Bo Nix's brother, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Facts.
The smallest guy drafted, and they also have the biggest guy as well from this draft class.
I don't
We'll talk
know.
about them on defense.
I don't.
It's like the only compelling team in the division. Like the Panthers were fun because it's like they're like got a young quarterback and like they could,
They're optimistic.
Challenge?
They're optimistic. I think is the best way.
but
to
the
put it.
rest is just like up until now. It's like okay, now we have a playoff team.
I'm excited to see what like Graham Barton has another year under center because obviously they had the other guy who ended up retiring due to like a very bad knee injury and he couldn't like recover from it. That was last year. But I like the offensive line. Obviously, Wirfs being hurt is a very big kick to the groin, the genitals. So, how will Baker Mayfield's blind side hold up? Is with Ben Bredson, and you have to assume Charlie Heck from the Niners. They're going to be filling in there until Wirfs is healthy.
I mean, realistically, say what you want about the injuries, but it's not as bad as it was midway through last season when like Sterling Shepard was like their best receiver. So, and they pulled out being a playoff team then. So like, you know,
This team's going to win the division. Like, there's nothing about it. Like,
probably.
obviously, my question mark is just the receiving core. Like, okay, Godwin's not playing. Obviously, we knew he wasn't going to be playing come, week 1. But then McMillan getting hurt is now another, like, okay, a guy who was electric down the stretch, 6 touchdowns in the final 4 games. Like, who's going to step up in the receiving room? Obviously, you did take the kid from Ohio State. So what's going to happen there? Is Sterling Shepard going to be getting a lot of praise here for the Buccaneers receiving room? Who knows?
I'm so over Sterling Shepard. I am. I was over it when the Giants signed him twice in the same year. We're over that.
Mekabuka is going to show why he was taken there, and it was threw a lot of people off why they took him, knowing how good McMillan was. You got Godwin back, Mike Evans, of course. He's very good. So, as a Michigan fan, Emeka Buka is a very good player. Hate to say it as an Ohio State guy, but he's very good. So I think I think it's going to possibly open up Jalen McMillan to be dealt possibly type of deal. You can't have enough weapons, but like yeah.
Obviously, Mike Evans has 1 more year on his deal, and are they going to re-sign him again, or are they going to let him walk?
Or it could be that situation. It could let Mike Evans walk and Emeka Buka, Jalen McMillan, and Chris Godwin type of deal. Oh, and Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, you
Tell you
can't forget Sterling Shepard, receiver of the future.
Mike Evans deserves some credit, and I sent this to Will and Jake a week or so ago. He does deserve some credit because Mike Evans currently has the 2nd most yards actively in the league out of all wide receivers. He has his entire career, every single season, 1,000 plus yards. He's hit that mark every season of his career. Like, the dude deserves credit. So that is giving him up would be kind of big. And they better get a lot out of it, I would say. If they don't, keeping him is definitely worth it. It seems. He's a very good receiver. I mean, genuinely very good. It's an amount of consistency you don't really see. I mean, it's like, I don't know how many seasons off the top of my head, but it is at least 12 plus seasons in a row of 1,000 yards. That's fantastic, dude. You really can't say shit about that. So, I think you really gotta keep him. I think that's a worth it signing no matter what. So, and even when we've seen him get hurt, 1,000 yards. So it's like he's so usable, great weapon, your best player, I think, on the offense. You need to keep him. Personally, I think. But
Let's head to the defensive side of the football. Yeah, not a whole lot of new pieces, but they did bring in Hassan Reddick, who had a very just weird year with the Jets last year, a whole half a sack, $16 million the Buccaneers pay him. Jacob Parrish comes in around number 3, Benjamin Morris around 2. Anthony Walker comes in from the Dolphins, so obviously on the PUP. And then the big name here went undrafted, Desmond Watson, the heaviest man from college football just a couple of years ago, playing at over 400 pounds. He has not practiced at all this training camp. They're trying to have him lose weight. They think he could be a big piece for them in the future, obviously. Yeah, there's, I don't know. This defense to me doesn't jump out and is like, oh, it's great. It's great. It's great. Like, it plays really well every single year. I don't really know what to make of it this year, but it's going to be another defense that ends up playing like, okay, hey, they're just going to be, another top 12 unit in this league.
Is Sonric actually going to play?
Yeah, he actually showed up for training camp, so
Wow.
that's what
Wow.
I said.
Yeah. Well, Will's just scarred. Will's a broken fan.
I was kind of upset because I really wanted Bryce Huff to stay with the Jets. So, like, then the Eagles getting the short end of the stick, and then the Reddick issue with the Jets side being the short end of the stick. It's just like a stupid thing. And then the Eagles somehow still acquire a 3rd-round pick in the
You can
next
have him
year's
back.
draft.
Like, you can get him back.
No, he's a Niner now.
I know. You can still get him back. I don't think they're going to use him either.
No, I think they will. Saleh loved him. Saleh loved him on the Jets.
That's right. He's back there.
They upgraded from Brandon Staley to Robert Saleh. Look at them go. Yeah.
It's going to be another good defense. It really is. Like, might not jump out on paper, but like they're going to play well. It's just going to be, like, hey, obviously they keep the ball in their court. They could always get Baker Mayfield out there, and Baker could do his little Baker magic things and win the games and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're going to have their games where they look great and games that get torched because that's just kind of what Todd Bowles does. And they're going to most likely make the playoffs. Like, that's just kind of it.
Schedule it up.
Let's schedule it up. So big one, week 1. Hey, Atlanta, can they I don't know, get a revenge game for their Thursday night game? They obviously showed up and beat them in Tampa Bay. So what can the Buccaneers do entering week 1? But hey, back-to-back games. Last time the Buccaneers were in Houston, CJ Stroud put on one of the greatest rookie performances in history, 470 yards, 6 touchdowns. Can they revenge themselves there? And then they celebrate their 50th year, creamsicles, playing the Jets, and then they play the Eagles, which I think could chalk up an early win here. Sorry, Jake.
Nope, I did. I got 10 because of that.
It might be all over the place with the schedule, but this team's going to play really tough. I think they can honestly start out 3-0 and potentially a 4-0, but it just kind of comes down to, okay, like how is the injuries on offense going to be faring against a lot of these teams? Falcons are obviously hungry. They could have been the NFC South champions, obviously, but they ended up losing those last couple games. Texans have just not been looking good, especially like the mid part of the season. How are they going to look amid their injuries all over the place? Yeah, let's zoom out here. I'm tired of talking. Can't see your guys' face. It's a 10-win team. Could be 10 or 11.
I have 10 or 11, honestly.
It's God, the fact that you guys spent an hour talking about the NFC South. Oh, good.
Oh no, we spent 7 minutes talking about this other stuff too before we even started. So it's like,
okay,
So
almost
you're
an
right.
hour.
Like
This
35
division sucks. Holy cow, it's so mid. Like, I like the Buccaneers, but if you put them in like the NFC West where we're going next, holy cow, who cares? Like, oh my God, this team's so mid. This division's so mid. Oh God. I mean, they have a chance to like clean house at the end of the season from like November 30th.
Hands
Like, they
down.
have a great opportunity to clean house.
They might not need to give a crap about where they are in the standings and then just win out and be chilling.
I feel
Like,
that's the story with the NFC South every year, though. One team
it is.
just has an easy back end, and that's the team that makes the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that, like, this division sucks. Like, you just have a lot of like generous question marks. Like, it's not like there's like any star power team where it's like, oh, this team's easily it. Like, dude, if Carolina is like continues what they did last year, okay, then you can have a story. Otherwise, this is the story. This is the division, and congratulations. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. No one cares about the NFC South. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, that's basically what we said about Carolina. We're like, man, if they could compete and make Tampa Bay care about that week 16 and 18 game, sick. I hope they do. But other than that, here we are. That's just it. Bang.
what will make this season successful for the Buccaneers?
Dude, I don't know.
Win a playoff game.
Yeah, NFC
Winning
champion.
another playoff game.
Let's go deep in the playoffs, actually.
Yeah, if they make the NFC Championship game, cool. Sick. Go Baker. Should have been did dunk on the Browns. I don't know. Whatever.
I got to do this just for podcasting purposes for our audio listeners. So if you like the episode, like and subscribe for more content. Follow us YouTube for the Fan Network, TikTok for the Fan Network, X for the Fan _ and Instagram for the Fan Football. Yeah, you can find us all over the place. Find your favorite team if we haven't talked about, which we probably did because we already did 24 other teams before this. So 28 down, a little bit more to go. Yeah. Should I end the live stream or should I continue? I'm gonna have to definitely fix the description on YouTube. Okay. If you want me to continue, we can continue this.
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know.
Let's continue. We'll continue. Why not? Let's just run it through.
Run it back. Run it back. Long episode. Long episode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in to Floor of the Fan, episode number 164. As always, I am Will. We got Dom, Jake, and Colton. I don't think we need to talk here. We're just going to go right into the intro. You're listening to Floor of the Fan.
You are listening to For the Fan.
Duval.
I think it's actually funny because, well, yeah, I didn't edit the thing on YouTube, so I have to edit it on TikTok. So I'm just going to do everything else correctly there from here on out. But yes, let's talk about the final division here. We're going to go right into it. We don't need any more explanation here. But here we go. The San Francisco 49ers were coming off the Super Bowl in 2023. Injuries piled up. Contract disputes happened. It was not a good year. Just like the last time they came off the Super Bowl in 2019, injuries piled up. It was not really looking all that well for the Niners. A 6-11 season. I think that might have been the same as their previous one in 2020. So it was, I think, a 6-10. I think it was because it was the last game of the 16-game schedule. But yeah, the Niners are looking to bounce back from what was a very bad year for them, and they're trying to get back into what they've been for, I don't know, a lot of the Kyle Shanahan era, which is a playoff team. And here we go into the offense. Brock Purdy's still there. There's still a lot of big pieces here. The big question mark here, IU coming off the ACL injury that suffered against the Chiefs. How is he going to come back? When will he come back? They don't think he's going to come back until week 6. So Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, Demarcus Robinson, Jacob Cowing, your time is now to step up and be a big piece of this offense. They bring in Mac Jones as the backup quarterback after I don't even know who the backup was last year. And also the bigger question marks here. There's only one healthy running back in this room, and it's Christian McCaffrey. Every other person is banged up and hurt. Garendo's hurt.
Garendo on the current depth chart is healthy.
Okay, so it must have changed then from Monday. So
But Dominic Pooney, if that's how you say his name, he is hurt on the current depth chart. So that's a thing.
a lot of big stuff going down here.
Yeah.
George Kittle still there. They get Luke Farrell from the Jaguars. Yeah, I don't know. I'm minus the Ayuk situation. I am pretty excited for what the Niners can be with Pearsall and Jennings and Demarcus Robinson on the offense.
Kind of wild. How long is Brandon Ayuk out for?
At least week 6.
Damn. Well, yeah, I don't know. I tell you what, this is a competitive division, so if you lag behind, that might not be fun.
I mean, this division was like competitive, but it was like a tightly competitive race where like everyone was within a game of each other.
Yeah. You kind of can't afford all of this crap if you can help it, you know? You got to hope Christian McCaffrey plays like Christian McCaffrey. You still got to win the games. You have George Kittle. You'll have games from him. Like, you have a roster still. You can easily work with it. But you do have a competitive division. You know, you can't discount anything that happens in this division. So, got to compete.
Boy, this team shot their load. Let's just call it what it is. This team shot their load, and they're now going to face the consequences of missing their opportunity to win the Super Bowl. Still a solid roster. The problem is the division's still really good. And, no Ayuk is a problem. So you have Ricky Pearsall, who didn't play a lot last season. You're asking a lot from him to take a step. Juwan Jennings, solid player.
Breaking news right now. DeMarcus Robinson has been suspended the first 3 games, so the receiving core gets even thinner as we're talking about this. So this is horrible here for the Niners. But yeah, Pearsall and Jennings, that's good. And then I don't know who's going to be your
Russell Gage, dude. He's back from the dead. Russell Gage.
Oh boy, Robbie Chosen too. Look at that. Look at him down there.
Isaiah Hodgins, the guy from the Giants. Hey.
Yeah, this team's going to the Super Bowl again.
This is just a bunch of dudes, dude. Like, just
all right, you got to give me the defense. I got to see what's going on with this defense. If they are still like loaded defensively, because like I kind of forgot what's gone on. Like one of my favorite players is on this defense, and Fred Warner.
So Fred Warner's still there. They bring back Robert Saleh, who was a very big piece of their defense. Bob Saleh, he's going to be running the steps again, and so Levi Stadium, so that's a good thing there. They did add Jason Pinnock from the New York Giants. They added a lot of big pieces, but they also got rid of a bunch of pieces. So take as you wish. They did trade for Bryce Huff from the Eagles after a very disappointing year with them. They get Michael Williams in round number 1. CJ West, they bring in Alfred Collins, Nick Martin. Did they just draft all defense here? Like, what's going on here? Can we flick back for like 1 second? Like, did they only draft defense?
Basically, Ed, DT, linebacker, corner, DT, wide receiver, running back, safety, guard.
But yeah, Upton Stout, great name. Yeah, that's probably a first team all name. Marquez Sigel. So yeah, Trey Brown. A lot of these pieces, they add a lot of pieces. As we're looking here for
oh
the
boy,
Niners.
yeah, this is going to be a rough season. They shot their load. That's the best way to describe this team. Shot their load, and
they raw dogged.
I disagree.
Tell you what.
You disagree?
Yeah, because know why? This is what they do. This is exactly what the Niners do all the time. They go to the Super Bowl, they lose. They have an injury season where they're really bad, get an easy schedule, go right back up. They have the easiest schedule in the league this year.
See, I don't, dude. The problem is the roster.
Do.
Look the hell out of me. That's the problem.
This team is making the playoffs. I bet you. Just for
They
no other
do.
reason.
They might win the division. They really
What?
could.
Wow.
Yeah, no. They
Wow.
do have legitimately the easiest strength schedule in the league. They do. That's actually true.
They ride an easy schedule every time they have those up years. Every single time they have a bad year, they get an easy schedule. They get a good draft pick.
The problem is this lineup isn't as good. Like, even their defense isn't as loaded. Like, yes, there are some very good players still. Of course, Nick Bosa. Of course, one of the best middle linebackers in the game in Fred Warner. Like, I got it. But, like, this team lost a lot defensively, and they lost a lot offensively. If you get it right, Jake, at the end, I'll give you your flowers for it, man. I just don't. Dude, I think this team shot their load. Now, everyone who's said the most overrated quarterback in football and Brock Purdy got paid a lot of money. Like, so less can get distributed around the roster. Like, dude, there's a lot of question marks on this team.
Dude,
so speaking of the schedule, if you guys are done with it, can we see what this schedule looks like and how easy this actually is? I'm actually curious here.
Week 1 away in Seattle. So against a brand new offense with the Seahawks, and then they go to the Saints, where they always have a great matchup with the Saints for whatever reason. But then you have the home opener against the Cardinals in week 3. Jaguars, not really too scared of. You don't really know what's going to be going on with that roster. And then, bam, the Rams in SoFi. So obviously a third home game there for the 49ers. That's how well they're traveling. I'm not scared of the schedule. Like the Browns, the Colts, the Titans, the Bears. I'm not.
All right, this schedule's terrible.
10-win team.
Wow.
Easily
10-win team.
I could even give them 11 or 12.
10? Jeez, guys, this is kind of crazy. Dude, I'll give you guys your flowers if you're right. I know the schedule. Oh, it is easy. Like if we're looking at this schedule and we're talking from like the Bills, this team is not losing a game this season.
Who on the schedule scares you at all if your team even played them?
Well, I mean, like they'll probably split against the Rams. They'll probably split against the Cardinals. Probably against Seattle. So there's 3 losses. Then the only team they really could play is the Bucks and the Texans if the Texans are back. Other than that, they should win every other game.
But the strength of this team is always pass rush, which the Texans can't defend.
Supposedly, yeah. I mean, if they're back, they're back. But I mean, still.
I
And
don't
then you
know.
got the
All right.
Lions and
Like I said,
Browns.
I'll give you guys your flowers if you're right on it. I don't. The schedule is definitely easy. I'm not gonna argue that. God, looking at the schedule, it's ugh. God, I'm telling you, if we're talking about like Kansas City looking at this schedule or the Bills or the Ravens, they may not lose a game looking at this schedule. Like
They don't need to be world beaters to go
No, they
10
don't.
wins.
But you know what? Here's the thing. Like when they were what they were and whatnot and whatever, they made playoffs and they had a very competitive team going into playoffs that could compete in playoffs. This team could easily go into playoffs and hit a wall immediately.
That's what I'm saying. We're also talking about like they're going 6 weeks without a number 1 receiver. Like imagine George Kittle gets hurt in any which way, or like McCaffrey gets hurt again. Like then it's like, oh no, this team's actually got dog water and they're asking a lot of Brock Purdy. And then you're looking at it like, oh God, the Saints actually have a chance to possibly win a game. If Arizona, I mean, Marvin Harrison, we'll get to them in a little bit. Marvin Harrison looks like he's putting on some muscle, and they can be decent if Kyler Murray can like actually get him the football this season. Like when I look at it, yes, I agree. But the problem is I know McCaffrey's injury history. George Kittle hasn't been the healthiest guy the last few seasons. Like, oh, and by the way, did I mention they don't have a number 1 receiver for like the first 6 weeks? And by the way, even when Brandon Ayuk played after he got his bag, he looked like dog water. So, like, what are we getting from Brandon Ayuk when he comes back? Like, I got what you're saying. And we also talk about Brock Purdy, how he's ass. A lot of people talk about how he's ass, and he fits in with a great head coach that can put him in good spots. He's not going to be asked to, like, hey, Brock, you're going to have to take us to the next step and teach Ricky Pearsall how to play football on a consistent level and take him into, like, a higher-end wide receiver like Peyton Manning did with guys like Eric Decker and got him paid. Like, yeah, he's going to have to do that. That's what scares me about this team saying, like, oh, yeah, they're not going to be that good. Like, the schedule, absolutely. You look at it on paper and you think of 49ers in the past, God, they're not losing the game. The problem is no wide receiver 1. George Kittle has been fragile the last few seasons. McCaffrey is the word fragile. The defense has lost a lot of players. That's what scares me about this team. So I will give you guys your flowers. You can bookmark this. I will bookmark it mentally. I will give you guys your flowers if they win 10 games. You look at the schedule, absolutely. The team's stuck on the schedule.
I just know this is what they do. They had Kaepernick, and then the team kind of falls apart. They hit a dip. They're right back up with Jimmy G. Jimmy G gets hurt all the time. Teams hurt all the time. They're down because of injury year. Gets another easy schedule. Brock Purdy.
I'll give it to you. I get what you're saying. I'll give it to you. I will 1,000% hand up. I apologize, fellas. I will do it. You'll see me at the end of the season if that's what this team does. I just don't see it.
The thing to me this season is like, all right, what stands out, and like here we are. Everyone says that Kyle Shanahan's the genius and like that this coaching staff is his coaching staff. This, I think, is the most real test. And like, if they can do this and do all these things, win all these games, and then go in the playoffs and genuinely be like as competitive as they're supposed to, or as he's been, and they still put all that together, then genuinely, like, this is the most testing season for this coaching staff easily.
This is also,
We'll see how that turns out.
A feeling I've had with them. This is also might be the season that Kyle Shanahan gets fired.
Yeah,
even after making the playoffs.
We were actually, me and Will were given that question the other day, is if Kyle Shanahan is on the hot seat. And I said he probably should be on the hot seat, but he isn't.
I think he's a great coordinator.
Because
terrible coach. Absolutely terrible coach.
Like, we were asked, like, is McDaniel on the hot seat with Shanahan? I said McDaniel is absolutely on the hot seat, but I don't think Shanahan is.
I agree with that.
I think this
because he has these years. He has, like, as you said, Jake, he has those years where, like, everyone's hurt. You get a good draft pick. You got a great player, and then boom, you're back in the playoffs. Like, listen, last time the 49ers were all hurt, Dak Prescott had a leg injury, which, again, 2024 had that. Okay, he didn't play the whole year. Like, it just kind of, like, adds up. It all adds up.
Because what I'm saying, though, is, like, they make the playoffs because they follow the cycle, and the schedule's stupid easy. but this team's not as good as those old ones, objectively.
Yeah.
So they're gonna likely get demolished by the first good team they play in the playoffs, and it's gonna be the end of Shanahan.
That's what I'm saying. The playoffs, I think they hit a wall, and I think that's that. I don't know if Shanahan gets fired per se, but I think questions will definitely be raised, and then at least by then the hot seat happens. But I have a hard time saying that this is the Super Bowl competitive team that they're supposed to be, technically, that they've been for years. So schedule aside.
Yeah. I forgot we've been talking about the schedule this entire time.
It's the only thing that matters for them.
It wasn't a contest.
Can we go on? Shall
Yes.
we move on?
Sure.
Let's head back down to the Candy Burrito capital of the world there, the Arizona Cardinals, where a year ago at one point they were leading the NFC West, and we were kind of thinking, hey, could this team make this step? Can Gannon make this team go to the playoffs? What can the Cardinals do going forward with a healthy Kyler Murray now going to be, several years off the ACL injury, off that catastrophic knee injury? Well, unfortunately, it kind of fell down back to earth there. 8-9 was the final record for the Cardinals as they're looking to, rebuild and try to get back into what they were at the middle of the season last year, which was trying to be fighting for a playoff spot, looking where they could stack up against other NFC powerhouses, essentially. As we head into the offense here, not a lot has changed. This is like the Falcons, as we talked about. Yeah, really, everyone's there. They bring back in Will Hernandez, who's been hurt. I think he's going to be eventually activated off the PUP list, which is going to be good there for the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, the question here with the running back room. James Conner got hurt at the end of last season. They saw Michael Carter get a lot of snaps. Trey Benson maybe can take over the James Conner snaps that he's been looking to get. He's been looking pretty good in the preseason. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anymore, guys. Can just take over, talk about it. I sincerely don't know.
Well, by the way, you seem way out of this. You would think we're talking about the NFC South again.
There's nothing exciting. I love when like all these rosters, it's like, oh, hey, here's your yellows, your reds, your magentas, your those like green colors. Like I love that.
We're gonna get you into trading cards. Then you can start pulling cards if you want.
I've already done that. I've been a big fan of Ultimate Team. I'm not going to discuss how much I spent on Ultimate Team. Okay, big Madden 12 guy. Love Madden 12, Madden 13, great Madden 16. I peeked at it. I'll send you I'll have a screenshot of my team. I'll send you how good this team was back in the day.
Just wait one team, and then they'll be all excited again. The next one.
Oh, forget.
We don't know about that one.
That's what's looming over.
He's just waiting for that one. He doesn't care about before
He
that.
just needs to get through this so we can talk about his dude.
He's so excited. We might as well buzz through this. Like Kyler Murray comes out of Kyler. Can Kyler Murray get freaking Marvin Harrison the football? And can Marvin Harrison live up to the hype that Marvin Harrison came out of college with? I mean, he had all the hype coming out of Ohio State. And last year was like, oh my gosh, everyone's jumping for Marvin Harrison in all their drafts. Keeper leagues like, oh my God, got to draft Marvin Harrison. He's going to be the next freaking like Randy Moss type of guy, Jerry Rice type of player. And holy cow, was it utter disappointment for Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray last season. So,
according to Kyler, it's not his job to get him the football.
Yeah, the problem is Kyler's a jackass. Let's play this for Call of Duty, and he can't win any meaningful games.
The Call of Duty trailer looks awful this year. If I'm Kyler Murray, I wouldn't be excited. I just say, you know what, let's play football.
Kyler should have just played baseball with the Athletics is what he should have did. So, jackass. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I agree. Nothing jumps off the table here. It kind of reminds me of the Packers. Like, okay, cool. Kyler Murray, Jordan Love, Like, cool, Marvin Harrison is a cool little toy there. Can they actually get him involved in anything? And can he live up to what he is? Otherwise, it's just, cool. So, like, I got it. I agree. There's not a lot of pop on this team. Like, if Marvin Harrison can live up to the hype, that's the problem. These guys get a lot of hype coming out. You would think we're talking about the New York Yankees freaking prospects with these guys.
He's got that dog in him.
That's great timing.
Let's go to the defense here, where they did add a lot of pieces. Calais Campbell comes home, which you would have to assume is his final year in the NFL. He returns to the Cardinals after going all over the league, the Jaguars, the Ravens. He's been everywhere. Spain's been everywhere. They add Dalvin Tomlinson too on the defensive front, so that's really good. Walter Nolan the third's also another really good pick there for the Cardinals. Akeem Davis Gaither from the Bengals. Josh Sweat comes in. He gets big money from after leaving Philadelphia. Will Johnson, the round 2 pick, who could have possibly been a round 1 due to injury. He fell down. Denzel Burke also in round number 5. Cody Simon. Yeah. Jalen Jones there from the Chicago Bears. They've made this defense a little bit better, which is good because you need this defense to be playing in football games in order for you to win these games.
Look at Stephen Gilmore all the way down there. This is the thing that kind of annoys me about defensive head coaches is they'll put a ton into the defense, and when the team still can't score 14 points, they still stink.
Or in reality, it's not super even game changing in the first place. It's like they'll put so much into the defense and it'll equate to like one win that mattered because of it.
Shouldn't it be that you don't need to get star players because you can scheme up a good defense? Wouldn't you think that'd be more?
That's what the Chiefs are, right? Isn't that the thing?
Yeah. Well, it's like the Jets did this, the Saints did this forever, the Bears did this forever, and the teams stink.
Though this team surprised us last year. How many wins did this team have, Will?
8 wins.
It's banging the door down.
8
They're
and
real
9.
great.
They at one point they were the number 1 team in the NFC West. We thought they could have possibly, hey.
And how many
bust
times
down that door.
Is they start the season awesome and then sucks.
It's kind of true.
What did I send earlier? I gotta find this. Let's see. It was about the Cardinals. Only one team has yet to score 50 points in the regular season, and it's the Cardinals.
Wow.
Since 1965, they scored one time, and that was against the Aaron Rodgers in that historic playoff game in 2009. Carlos Dansby gets the fumble and returns it for a touchdown.
That's kind of nuts, to be honest. Well, there you go. Yeah, which is crazy because really, on paper, this team should be doing that. Well, not that, but like this team should be putting up points, and be doing more. Especially, I don't know, whatever. If they couldn't do it with D-Hop, and
they did do it with D-Hop, they just imploded.
No, I mean putting up all those points.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, the 1 year David Johnson.
2 years actually. And then Cliff Kingsbury decided, oh, hey, here we go. Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake was sick.
I'm not
on
talking
this
about
team,
it.
but
I refuse to talk about it.
let's look at the schedule.
Let's head to the schedule here. Big
This
one.
is a top-
Dude, Will just wants to blow through this team.
This is a top schedule again.
I know, Will. All right, guys.
Blow the next team.
Agreements when we get to the next team that none of us speak and just Will talks about it. I got to tell you, Will, your game is very familiar to a foe of mine who just has like 4 different teams that he roots for. It's like, oh, I'm a Jets fan, but it's like, no, I root for like these teams like really hard too. So we're gonna make sure the floor is yours for the.
Are you talking about Joe?
No, I'm not talking about Joe.
I don't think he gives a shit about the team.
No, not the next team. It's not the team that he cares about.
Man. But yeah, you learn about Arizona here. You go from, West time to Mountain time after the clocks flip board on November 9th. They go from, instead of a 1 o'clock start, to 2 o'clock start. So that's also a little hee-hee-ha-ha joke. But yeah, a lot of back and forth here. You go to the Saints, you're home for the Panthers, then you go to the 49ers. You get some consistency at least, but then the Colts, then you go to Jerry World. Like, I don't know, this team could be an 8 or a 9-win team. I think Kyler Murray's never lost in Texas, so obviously you could chalk up a W there for week number 9, and I think that is a Monday Night Football game. So,
like 8 wins, cool. What are we doing?
Kyler Murray should just eat some shrimp from Walmart, and I think we have some
no.
for this team.
No.
Kyler Murray might grow into Superman, and then this team's elite.
How could they just give away free mutation shrimp for like market value in this economy? Ridiculous.
Radioactive nuclear shrimp. Oh my
Actually shrinks.
He'll be super shrimp.
God. Yeah. He'll grow 4 inches and only be below average
No,
height.
he'll shrink 4 inches.
Or that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. 8 or 9 wins. Like, all right, listen, it'll be the same thing as last year. I think they compete for the division up until December, and then whatever team's actually going to win the division will win the division. I think that's ultimately what it is. I don't think they're a pushover team at any given point, but I don't think that they're a top team either. They're like the 8th or 9th or 10th team in the NFC.
Yeah, they'll
maybe.
be one of those fake wild card teams.
Yeah, I think they'll be in the hunt up until the last week of the season, I believe. And then, I mean, like, I think that's what we'll get from this team. Again, I don't think this team improved. I don't think it'll show on the field that they improved from last year. It'd be cool if what Colton said, if Marvin Harrison.
Nuclear shrimp?
If Marvin,
What part of what I said? The nuclear shrimp part for Kyler? Or
Absolutely.
if Marvin Harrison went nuclear and bulked up, like you said, and was just like a absolute stud.
Oh, so Marvin Harrison's been chowing down on the shrimp. Got it. That's why he looks big. Oh,
Maybe that's their new menu item. It went from the candy burrito.
Oh my god, the freaking candy burrito. But what's going to make this team successful this season is that you have to make the playoffs and you got to win a game. What?
The candy burrito is so funny. We spent more time talking about that stupid burrito.
Oh, the Cardinals fans hated that last year too. It was like, why are we talking about some concession stand item?
Because we thought it was the most exciting part of their team. That's why.
Because it's like the most fun, not predictable thing. Do they buy it? Do you die after you eat it?
What's the over and under that they have for selling that? Is that even a menu item?
Marvin Harrison had to be eating that. That's why his season was so disappointing last year.
What's worse, nuclear shrimp or candy burrito, bro? We don't.
Candy burrito.
Both are destroying you.
Yeah.
The shrimp come alive inside of you at that point. Who knows? Oh God. All right, can we move on from this team?
Let's go from the southwest to the northwest, where a year ago, the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, he starts to get a lot better. He's coming along in this offense. Teams fighting for the NFC West crown and ultimately fell a half a game short to the Rams in winning that title. And the Seahawks, in the first year of McDonald, decide, let's just blow the entire thing up. So they blow up the entire offense. They ship DK Metcalf to Pittsburgh for a second. Geno Smith goes away for a third. Tyler Lockett, the 11-year veteran of the Seahawks, leaves. He goes to where receivers just ultimately go to die in Nashville, Tennessee. So looking around, they decide to acquire the two pieces that are pictured here, Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp, to be the heir to the thrones of the Seahawks offense. Let's go into the offense here. Bam, here we go. So they revamped the quarterback room. Sam Darnold comes in. Drew Lock comes in. They trade away Sam Howell for like a 4th or a 5th round pick to the Vikings. They draft Jalen Milroe. They end up releasing Noah Fant kind of early in the training camp. He actually landed with the Cincinnati Bengals. So AJ Barner, Elijah Arroyo fills in there for the tight end spots. Gray Zebel from the North Dakota State comes in to try to solidify this offensive line. Torrey Horton, another guy for the receiving core. Marquez Valdez-Scantling finds himself there. Jake Bobo, can he find himself a larger role in this offense amid a very big renaissance here for this offense? And I have to zoom back out here. This team has 3 fullbacks. Okay, we thought the Saints were ridiculous with 8 tight ends. 3 fullbacks in the 90-man roster here for your Seattle Seahawks. Jake, anything on Brady Russell? Is he good? Is he not good? Or
I didn't know we had a second fullback.
Yeah,
We got Van Sumeren. I don't know who that human is.
but
You're
yeah,
talking
gentlemen,
about a Super Bowl champ right there. You got to relax. Jeez.
No,
You don't have to
he
be so
is.
mean to the guy.
I don't think he is a Super Bowl champ. He's not new to the roster, so I don't even know when he decided to whenever the Seahawks
Oh.
decided to get him there. You see the yellow orange ones are the new people
Oh,
acquired.
Drew Lock. Oh, wait, he's back. Oh, whoopee.
How long,
Yay.
until How long until Milrose starts?
really.
I don't know.
Hey, you can talk the crap that you could talk and about Will and this human Sam Darnold, but he did have a phenomenal season last season.
Oh,
Just-
yeah. It took him his whole career.
It did just take him his whole career, but
Listen, hey, he's got that Geno Smith contract that they signed him after Russell Wilson left Seattle. So he gave him the 1 year of guaranteed money, the 2 years of no guaranteed money. So listen, it's a low risk, high reward thing. And if ultimately Darnold plays well, if it's just like Geno Smith, you're going to trade him away for a 3rd round pick. So that's ultimately what you're looking out there.
they're harboring rejected Jets.
Listen, hey, the
Jets
first
really
year of Geno Smith as starter, they made the playoffs. If Sam Darnold gets it there, hey, I'll be okay. I got a DK Metcalf jersey there, and I'll duct tape Darnold's nameplate on it. Okay.
Oh, we know you will.
Oh, good
Oh.
grief, Charlie Brown. Why did we allow you to have a microphone? Oh,
Why did we let this man have a voice to talk anything sports related? Good
it's
grief.
You and again, they are harboring bum Jets. Oh God. And then it's oh, see, I told you, I knew you was gonna be good. Oh God.
Listen, I was like Geno Smith. I never gave up on Geno Smith. I never gave up on Darnold. Listen, they
Dude,
don't
it's
work
something
out for
with
the Jets, and then
fans and getting attached to bum quarterbacks. I don't
But
know
let
what
me
it is.
let me ask this
They-
question
but
for
they
you
love it.
guys. Can Jackson Smith and Jigba be the number 1 receiver for this team, especially with kind of the uncertainty at quarterback? Because Darnold last year, Addison, Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, obviously a great trio there. And now he goes to Jackson Smith, a questionable receiver in Cooper Kupp. And then you got AJ Barner, Elijah Roro out of Miami. So
I would say yes. I think
could he
so,
match the same
because-
production as he did last year?
Yeah, I think so because he still has his cover with Cooper Kupp. Sure, Cooper Kupp isn't what he was, but if he can somehow get himself back into it and he's not being looked at as a number 1 receiver, I absolutely think he can. And Jackson Smith and Jigba also has taken that role as the guy, and he did it at Ohio State as well. So kind of the new form of wide receiver U is Ohio State. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba could definitely continue his high role. And I think it could be successful for Sam Darnold as well, as much as it's to Will's pleasure, and his ears are probably all getting all warm and fuzzy. It's a very similar roster shape up as far as offensively when you look to the Vikings. They should have a decent run game for Kenneth Walker's 10 games he plays. Charbonnet has done well when he's filled in for him as well. So I think you have the nice run offense that they're going to want to have, just kind of like what Minnesota had, and you have some talented receivers. Is it Justin Jefferson? Absolutely not. Let's not kid ourselves. But JSN's a good receiver. Cooper Kupp as a number 2 is a nice piece. So I think he can definitely succeed, Sam Darnold.
Also, this is as long as they complement the whole passing game with a really genuinely top tier running game that Kenneth Walker provides, and when called upon, Charbonnet also provides. Those guys have been so great. I mean, I talk about it. I'll do it for a 3rd year now of Kenneth Walker's production and how if he's playing, he scores touchdowns. I mean, it was 14 weeks in a row, 14 games he played and started in a row. He scored a touchdown. He's genuine production. They do a really good job running the ball, getting those guys the ball too. So as long as you complement it correctly, I think Sam Darnold can do well again. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba could be great. I think they're fine. I really do think they're fine. I think the production will be there. I think they will be there in this division like they are, like every other team in this division is. So
You want to know an underrated thing?
what?
So their new offensive coordinator is Clint Kubiak, the guy responsible for the most electric 2 weeks in sports with the Saints.
There you go. I mean, it could be great.
I think Zach Charbonnet takes this number 1 job from Kenneth Walker and just doesn't look back. I think ultimately it's going to go to that.
I think that's
It's a contract year for Kenneth Walker.
well, maybe after this season. I don't think he ever performs better than Kenneth Walker per se.
Not one time.
But
not a single game.
Yeah, I don't. But when he's called upon, I mean, he performs just as well. But I don't think. I think Kenneth Walker's your best option every single time. Nonetheless, I mean, to have that problem is a good problem. So whatever.
Let's head to the defense here, where obviously the defense wasn't the shining star, the shining point as they were, in previous years. Obviously, you look at McDonald in his first year with the Ravens as DC, horrific, and then they became really good. Maybe he can have that mojo going into this year. They get DeMarcus Lawrence, a 3-year deal, so match him with Leonard Williams. Could be, a lot of great stuff there. Byron Murphy, the round 1 pick from last year, obviously a very good pickup there for them. Obviously, he's going to be filling into a much bigger role. But, Devon Witherspoon, Reek Woolen, Josh Jobe. You have these pieces here. And then you also got Nick Amawari from the USC of the East in round number 2, who could be a really good complementary piece. They were running 3 safeties at one point. So,
because he's a dog. That's why.
I like this defense, man.
I think the defense could be better. I don't know where they finished last year in rankings on defense, but it's going to be a lot better than what they were. I think it was a really bad defense, if I saw correctly. I could be wrong, but I would love for someone to
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it should be a solid defense. Like I said, I'm excited to see what Sam Darnold does. It's kind of what it looks like. This is one of those teams that brings in a quarterback. Let's see what they look like.
I've been waiting for those words all the time now. I'm excited to see what Sam Darnold does, says Colton. Now my heart's happy. I heard him say it.
They were like dead middle of the road.
Okay. So it wasn't what we're used to seeing from them. They're always a good defense. Like that's what the Seahawks are.
I'm sorry. Is this is incredibly off topic, but it's in front of me. And there's no way this can be correct. But you guys correct me if I just truly don't remember.
I think it's just what is that even based on?
The Commanders let up 14 touchdowns in the playoffs last year. Is that correct?
Oh yeah.
Holy
we
mother
scored
of God.
7 or 8 on them alone.
That's
saying the Eagles put up a lot on them.
I believe it was 7 rushing touchdowns and a receiving one.
that is more than twice anyone else in the playoffs last year. More than twice of anyone in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were in high-scoring games. If you don't recall,
Their defense is ass, and they got
That's
run
kinda
over.
Wild, man. Damn.
well, didn't they beat the Lions, right? And that game was like a shootout. There was a lot of points in that game, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, and then Philly put up like 80. So I mean, it only makes sense.
Yeah.
Harrison Phillips is a Jet.
Okay.
I don't know. Everyone puts breaking news
Okay.
on it, stuff, so I'm just like, I don't even know who I'm even looking at here. So I'm like,
Poor Will. Just talk about your Seahawks. Get excited. I know.
listen, I think
the buzz when you talk
no,
about
I'm
the
waiting till the
Rams.
next team. Okay, the next team is my team. Okay.
I know. You went out to see them once. You might as well skip the schedule. Who gives a hoot? Give me ram it. Ram it all day. Ram it all night. Ram
Oh,
it.
and I'm so happy you said this.
I just reposted the stream. That's all I did. Doing God's work, reposting the show. Why would I not?
Nice stream.
I
I don't know why it says that. By the way, I just reposted the show. I don't know why I would say that.
This is their schedule, and we could just look at it real quick before we say that they're just going to be the same as the rest of the teams in this division, basically, where they win 8 or 9 or 7 or whatever the heck. Right?
I don't know, but hey, going to Pittsburgh week 2 is going to be really interesting. Going against DK Metcalf, really a whole revamped team. Like that's going to be a really good matchup, especially in the early window of that week 2 Sunday. This team could go with like 3-1, I think, through the first 4 games. I think it could. I don't know. You don't know what the Niners are going to be. The Saints, they're going to just be, absolutely just dog water. And then the Cardinals are just going to be the Cardinals.
At 8 or 9.
The
Yeah.
Seahawks know how to just play in Arizona. They know how to play in State Farm Stadium. So do everyone else, essentially. I mean, the Rams know how to play in State Farm Stadium. Besides, the Cardinals are the only team that don't know how to play in their home stadium.
Yeah, this is just the
It's a
typical
10-win team.
Yeah, typical 8, 9, 10, whatever, competing with the rest of the division team. That's the 7th seed kind of shape in
10
the
10 is pushing
NFC. It is what it is. I mean, it's like they'll split with everyone. They'll do the thing, whatever. They'll compete down to the wire. Listen, this is a good division. This is a good division purely because it's super competitive. There's never a team with sometimes there's a team with 5 wins when the Cardinals decide to be bad. But ultimately this is a 500 plus each team division. So we'll get a competitive division. You can't really can't predict this division too well. We could try, but there's always the toss-ins every year. So
One final team left.
Go ahead, you two. Go take your team.
One final team left, and it is the Los Angeles Rams, where a year ago they came off of a playoff berth. They ended up losing in Detroit. They end up, running the table again. They go back-to-back for the playoff spots. Ultimately, they couldn't play the home playoff game in SoFi Stadium due to the wildfires that were going on there in the LA County. And a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but they showed off last year. It's really impressive. So yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it right here, right now. Dom, let's zoom out here. We got this.
Colton
save
me.
It's so funny.
Colton.
Rampage. Alrighty, so talking about this, Matthew Stafford is back from the dead after a dislocated disc in his back. He got all these weird infrared scans and all that stuff, essentially trying to heal his back. He's back on the practice field. Looks like he could probably be heading to week 1, but obviously need a lot more practice time for there. They move away from Cooper Kupp. They bring in Devontae Adams, which I think really complements Puka Nacua to be probably the best wide receiver 2 in the league, because Puka Nacua is him. Still another year, Tutu Atwell. You have a lot of these other pieces. Coleman Shelton comes in from Chicago. They end up trading one of their offensive linemen up to Chicago for, I think, a mid-round pick, 5th-round pick at that. So, yeah, Kyron Williams gets paid. A lot of pieces here. Tyler Higbee now even further off the ACL, so hopefully he's going to be back to that form that we once saw prior to the ACL tear. But yes, what are we feeling here with this offense?
Yeah, I think quarterback is really the only talkable topic for this team, because it's all right, cool. They have a very talented wide receiver group, very good wide receivers. Puka's proven himself. Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams. He's still super talented.
The ghost of Devontae Adams.
He is a ghost, but he's still great. Tutu Atwell, super athletic, a lot of talent there. Then you have Kyron Williams, who's a great runner, good job. The offense, aside from the quarterbacks, really hasn't changed too much. They're still really good. They got the talent, whatever. But yeah, dude, the quarterback room is I don't know. If Matthew Stafford plays, will it matter that much? I don't know. That's part of the issue too. Is he going to be actually effective for another year this old in his career after coming off of being very hurt and stuff? I have a hard time saying he will. Then Jimmy G. I don't know, dude. I have almost no faith in that. And then you have Stetson Bennett.
The receivers
Stetson
revolt
Bennett.
after.
What?
It might have the receivers revolt on him.
Then you have Devontae Adams.
No, I don't want to be added back in here. No, I don't want to be added back with Will talking about the Rams in that stupid little freaking thing that he just had up. I want no.
Dom had it as well. I'm not going to get slandered over this, okay? Don't disrespect Rampage like that, okay?
I will only disrespect Rampy.
Listen, I miss when the Steelers mascot was the Heinz ketchup bottle. Okay, I really miss that, and now it's whatever, I don't know, cryptocurrency stuff that they're pushing there at the Three Rivers.
Colton, what do you think about this offense? I genuinely want to know.
Comes down to Matthew Stafford. Is that elbow going to survive long enough? Like, that's kind of where it comes down
It's
to.
the back. I mean, he has that dislocated disc.
I know, but he's just an old man. Like, I'm actually shocked that the Rams decided to run this thing back. And you know why? Like, and the thing is, it's kind of like useless. If you're going to talk about a team that reminds me of the Steelers, it would be the Los Angeles Rams. They're kind of just doing this, adding pieces in, like a Devontae Adams, like cool. Like the Steelers adding Jalen Ramsey, Steelers adding DK Metcalf. Like, ooh, look, we're doing stuff. We're going to be competitive. We're going to be good. And then we're not going to do anything with it. That is the LA Rams. Because knock, 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 Sean McVay is on his way out the door. So that's kind of the thing that's going on here. The Rams are going to give it one final shot with Matthew Stafford, and that's going to be it. So I don't – trust me, it's good. And if Stafford's healthy, game on. Like, they're going to be fun to watch. They're going to put up points. Kyron Williams is a good running back. Their line's solid, and they have two good receivers. Problem is Matthew Stafford is aging, and that back is very fragile. So you're talking week 7, week 8 of getting hit. And, yeah, I think knock, 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 retirement home is calling for Matthew Stafford. I like Stafford. I think he's a gutsy player. It's kind of like my type of guy. He's going to go out there, play hurt. He's going to do everything he can for the team. That old school type of guy. I love watching the thing of him in excruciating pain when he was with the Lions early on when they sucked and the guy's just out there and he throws a touchdown. It's like, don't touch me. Like it's gone. Like, I like Matthew Stafford a lot. The problem is, like, he's aged, like, and not like fine wine at this point in his career. Yeah.
I think
Like, the offense on paper, you look at it, ooh, it's good. The problem is Matthew Stafford's like 80 as far as football years.
Let's also mention this too. Like, they traded their first-round pick to the Falcons, and they have the Falcons one. So next year they do have 2 first-round picks, and with this quarterback class that's coming in, if the Falcons one's any bad, like if it's like closer to like the front 16, they could use that other pick and try to slide up, because obviously 2 first-round picks could get you a franchise quarterback.
that's kind of valid.
I just don't think Sean McVay. I mean, we've heard the last like 2-3 years of McVay flirting with leaving. So I think soon as Stafford's done, I think he's done. I mean, he could swim. Oh, McVay, hold on, we got you a shiny toy. We got you Drew Hauer. Or if Arch Manning decides to come out, I know the talk is that he's staying at Texas. Whatever, do what you want with that. But they might, if they throw him a flashy quarterback, rookie pick. Here you go. I just don't know. I think this team wins the division because the division kind of sucks as a whole. Or you guys are correct, and the Niners somehow steamroll their way with the weak-ass schedule.
I think realistically, the Seahawks also could throw I mean, I think this is.
You have fallen into that trap multiple times.
I have. I think this could be. I think this could kind of be the last place.
Hold it. Wait just before you go into that point.
Don't get caught again.
I think
that was my mission for this year. Is all the teams that I propped up and thought might be good that fell on their face from injury or whatever, like the Dolphins, not doing it this year. All of them are getting smacked.
I really should. I don't even pay attention to my previous year failures, except for my Texans one. But then now I'm gonna have hope again. No, I think this team kind of could finish last place in the division with like 7 wins, and that's just kind of that. They really kind of could plummet if Matt Stafford just physically can't put it together. Then he's gonna get replaced. I don't have much faith in Jimmy G, and then I don't have any faith
healthy.
in Bennett.
They weren't that good.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. Less than healthy is
their defensive run game couldn't stop a nosebleed.
well. Let's
go
actually
into the defense here.
That's perfect.
So into the defense here, really, there's not a whole lot of change up in this defensive front, but Puna Ford comes in from the Chargers. Nate Landman comes in from the Falcons. They get Chris Paul. He returns to Los Angeles after a big hiatus with San Antonio and everywhere else. He returns to the Los Angeles. and also Ty Hamilton in round number 5. But listen, the big pieces here is Braden Fisk's and where's the other guy? Jared Verse as well. So like you lose Aaron Donald, but these two pieces really played well last year with Cameron Kinchins, Cam Curl, Darius Williams, Killer Witherspoon. Like there are a lot of good pieces here, but it's kind of what's going to be happening here with the rest of this team, especially on defense.
Yeah, I don't know. I really think this could be the last place team in the division, and it's not because they're necessarily just bad. It's because I don't know if their competitive level can keep up with the other teams, and they may just take enough of a step back because of quarterback play. It's kind of like Colton or like you. Wait, did Colton say it? Did Will say it? I don't know who said it just now about them. Well, Will kind of said it about having the 2 first-round picks next year. Maybe you can turn that into a quarterback next year and whatnot. The offense is perfect for a new quarterback. It's got the bones. It has weapons. There's enough there. There's youth. There's enough talent, athleticism. Everything's there. It's awesome. But right now, I mean, you know, like you said, Matt Stafford is incredibly old in this sport. He's been hurt more than enough times. And then you just don't have someone behind him that anyone's really excited about. So, you know, they could easily be the last place team, I think. And this defense, it's not like this defense is the most exciting thing ever or holding them up in certain games or even in this division. So, yeah, I think this is just kind of where we are with this team.
I think they have a bright future. This would be a great team to jump on if you're an upcoming coach. And if McVay's actually talking about leaving, which is kind of nuts. The guy is still very young. This is a great team to jump aboard with the talent they have on offense. I mean, this front is really, really good. Like Jared Verse was very good last year. Braden Fisk was really good last year for them. And they're all young guys. Kobe Turner, same thing. Like they have a lot of young talent in this front. The back end is a lot of question marks, like a Kel Witherspoon, like yuck, like Cam Curl, sure. Like they have like this a lot of question marks in the back end, where it's like, but boy, oh boy, that starting front, that starting D line is legit, and a lot of young talent there. And the same thing with the offense. They have a nice offensive line. You have a nice young receiver that's shown a lot of potential, and a nice veteran guy to go alongside him as a good, like, legitimate number 2 or number 1, however you want to put him and Puka Nacua. It's a nice team to look forward to, especially if they can draft their quarterback correctly after.
See, Colton, you came in later, but so you missed the Saints. This is exactly why I called Kellen Moore the biggest idiot in the NFL. So he was itching to be a head coach so bad that he took the only job that was available with the Saints. They basically begged him to hire him. Instead of staying with a great situation and waiting for a good opportunity to actually present itself, and then you leave on your own terms and get a job like this.
Yeah, it's exactly what Harbaugh did, which I told millions of people that Harbaugh's going to take the Chargers job. Like, as soon as they actually decide to put on their ball cap that actually has their brain in the hat, and they're going to move on from oh god, I forget the dumpster fire's name. Where's the boom? Friggin' whatever his name dying. Whatever.
You missed it. He's the DC, of the Saints. We talked about the Saints, and then Will's like, "Oh, Brandon Staley is the DC." Or no, I said Brandon Staley's the DC guys, and we're just like, "Well."
And that's the problem. Like Kellen Moore, unless Kellen Moore was given a 5-year debriefing from the owner, we're going to give you 5 years to fix this thing completely and do what you want with it, then why would you not just stay in OC, build your resume up? You're going to be great again. And it's oh, you're the top guy on the market when you want to go for the job. And I would assume this job's opening up after this year. Stafford's going to call it quits. And I think McVay leaves with him, and this easily becomes the Chargers job. It's ooh. If you have the 2 first-round picks, You don't know what's going on at quarterback, like with other guys around the league. You don't know what other situations are going to be in. This is going to be the hot job. Everything's there but the quarterback, and you could ultimately bring the quarterback in with the draft picks, and you draft your guy, or you have the assets and you trade for a quarterback from another team that some odd reason has one available. You never know after every season how quarterback situations end up, but this is going to be that job, and yeah, I get your point, Jake. And it is quite foolish. Some of these coaches jump on shit jobs just to get the opportunity.
Go from winning the Super Bowl to a very, very real shot at 0-17.
Could be worse. You could have became the Jets head coach. That's like worse.
Well,
You're fine. You got the Rams. You got Seattle. You got the Raiders. Like, you're fine. Well, you got a lot of options.
You got the commies.
Oh, you can't forget them, too. Yeah. You have a lot of options. Trust me. You're just fine over there.
I think it's funny that most of them are just NFC teams.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Just stuck in the
I'm telling you,
AFC.
you're fine. You're just fine. Like,
All right, I'll be better once we get over the schedule here. Okay. So big week one. They host the Texans, which is a very interesting week one matchup. But then they go out east, and I love that they mentioned the. Oh no, never mind. That's still going to be a 10 o'clock start for them on the West Coast. But Titans and then Eagles, and they're home for the Colts, and then the Niners. Another 2 games on the road at Ravens, and then in London against the Jaguars, and then back home for the Saints. When's their bye week? Did I miss it?
Yeah, when is there?
It's after the London game.
Okay. Yeah, I see the fine print here. I should have pulled out my stupid magnifying glass. Looked at it.
This is your team. Stop criticizing them.
Oh my god. That's not even I don't even know if this I don't even know who made the schedule, to be honest. The graphic at least. This team's still gonna be flirting with the NFC West title. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're still gonna be doing that.
I kind of only have 7, honestly.
7?
Like I can
I have 7.
I can put 7 wins on the schedule. I'm saying they could have more, but I'm saying I could put 7 wins on the schedule, not like ceiling 7. But
this
not the best, that's for sure.
It's not. If Stafford was like when they first traded for Stafford, this team is winning quite a few games.
Yeah.
Problem is Stafford's like Tua. I truly like the number for the Dolphins. I think is based off Tua. I think people have learned you cannot trust Tua. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be as bad as people think, but Tua is the quarterback and cannot stay healthy. I think the same thing's coming with old Matthew Stafford. I sure they could come out and beat the Texans like early on. Like Stafford's ready to rumble. Adams, Puka is healthy. Like let's rumble. Then you got a young Cam Ward. You're going to the Titans. Then you're going to Philly. Yeah, that's a loss. Like, and then you got Daniel Jones. Like if Stafford's still healthy, they could easily be 3-1 here. Like then you got the Niners. Like who knows what the Niners are? Like then you got the Ravens, the Jaguars. Like then you got your bye week. Like they could be decent, but then it's like if Stafford gets blasted in that week 3 game against Philly and he gets his shit rocked, and it's like, oh God, Stafford's hurt already this early in the season. Like he's got pain in his back already. Then where's this team going? That's my problem with the Rams here.
You know it's not fun for if you have a bad back? Long inter ocean plane rides that are 8 hours or whatever it'll be. 10 hours from LA.
Yeah, and you got a decent flight to Tennessee too from LA. So yeah, back-to-back weeks.
So like it's just I mean talk about they go play in London to play the Jags. Like they're going to That's what I'm talking about. Like that's not gonna be fun for his
They have so many like across the country games. Like, they go to the Titans and obviously they're gonna stay out there, then they'll just go up to Philadelphia and come back home. Then they gotta go all the way to Baltimore, and then they go to London, and then they go to the Carolina, and then they got to go to Atlanta. Like that's a lot of just.
Wow, they do. This is easily.
It's a lot of air miles for this team.
I say this is easily the farthest traveling team this season, right? It has to be.
I think that's the Chargers, but because they go to Brazil or something like that.
Huh?
Let's see.
I think I remember seeing it was the Chargers, but
I think this is the hardest strength of schedule in this division, but it's still not by much.
yeah, but that's not taking into account travel. Is what we're saying.
Yeah, it's only winning percentage.
Yeah, I'm almost positive it's the Chargers, but the same thing. It's LA. You have to go across the country for most of your games. So
Yeah, the Chargers and then the Rams. Yep, there you go. Boom.
Of course, it's both California teams. Go figure.
I mean, it makes sense.
Or both LA teams.
Bears aren't on there, but they're Vegas is pretty close.
Yeah.
We've done it, gents. We did it. All 32 teams have been discussed. We rambled on about all 32 teams, and we still probably gave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 9 minutes. I am very proud of us.
We actually really probably did give them the lead.
Third consecutive year in a row, just 9 minutes.
Why?
But this wasn't us discounting them this time, at least.
Hey, in 2 weeks, preview show. Going to be here. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's the second best show of the year that we do. To stay up to date, you can follow us. YouTube for the Fan Network, TikTok for the Fan Network, X for the Fan _, and Instagram for the Fan Football. Yeah, I got nothing else. Gentlemen, do you have anything else to say before we sign off?
Not really. Excited for the predictions this year. Excited to see which team we discounted these previews that just blow up in our face again.
I'm excited to have the Madden simulator pick the Cowboys as the Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, because it's made by Cowboys fans.
Because what was the 2 years ago? I think it was Tampa Bay, right? We said Tampa Bay was just pointless, blah blah blah. We didn't talk about them, and they did good. And then last year, we all were like, "Hey, the Broncos are the worst team we've ever seen," and they did incredibly well compared to that. So I'm excited to see where we absolutely eat shit this year.
There we go. That's how we're ending it.
That's how we're going to end it.
That's how we're ending it.
As always, I'm Will. That's Jake. That's Dom. And that's Colin. We are For the Fan. 2 weeks' time, our division preview show will be here. And, it's going to be exciting. Everyone, take care. And, can't wait to be so wrong in all these picks.